Hello, and welcome to your little secret on the internet. That's what we're gonna be until we get huge and sell out like hard. We could have done that a long time ago. We should have, shouldn't we? Here's what's gonna happen right now. We're gonna do the show completely out of order because the hits are kind of low and it doesn't really matter what order we do things in, right? Plus, we are going to start a new schedule with our uploads. We're doing Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. You sit at your computer and you do not move. Also, guys, I know people are not getting the updates and stuff like that from YouTube because YouTube is pissed at us for changing our name and all the drama and shit. So make sure you click on the little bell icon down there in the whatever, if you're not getting the subscription notifications. And share this, unless you want to keep it as your little secret on the internet. We'll stick around and do it just for 5 people in their bedroom. Let's go ahead and hear from Doug. Here's the word from Doug, yes.
Before dentures, they used teeth from dead soldiers as prosthetics. A demented dentist named Ralph Wilson was bent on catching the tooth fairy. He continually grafted these into his young daughter's mouth and lay traps as she lost them. His daughter died trying to gnaw her way out of a snare, using a dead man's teeth.
Ew.
Okay, sure, thanks, Doug.
Yeah. Oh, gross.
You know what? Let's go ahead and see what we're playing right now, shall we? And then we're going to do the news after this. You guys are going to have fun before you... This is mandatory. Who had mandatory fun? Who was that?
Weird Al Yankovic.
Weird Al. I wanted to have fun ourselves. Mandatory fun. Right now, thanks Weird Al for naming our show. Oh, jeez. Let's go see what everybody's playing.
This is The Surge, and it's a game where you wake up in a dead wasteland, like many places. You're trying to figure out what's going on, but everyone is also controlled by these crazy-ass bodysuit things. Neat thing is you can target specific body parts on people. And
so you're trying to just dismember him, and
you can either just knock guys down, but you can also try to like do enough damage to a specific appendage to try to get that appendage, which is pretty neat.
I try to rip off his arm so you can take his gun or whatever.
There you
Is
go.
it only third person? Can you do first person as well?
It's only third person, as far as I can tell. So here's what my guy currently has equipped.
And all these are like sort of just modded to your body.
Yep. So far, everything kind of respawns after you go to the save station where you can upgrade yourself. But at the same time, you get a little bit stronger every time. You get new appendages, you start moving through different locations, and you unlock different pieces as you go through, so it's in different doorways. So next time, you know, eventually I can unlock this, so now I can just run through here instead of having to run all the way around and deal with all those guys again. It's a good shot. There we go, see?
Yeah, you got his body.
Yep, that time it dropped his body gear.
Can you put that on right now, or do you have to go somewhere to put it on?
No, it's wrecked. It's just a piece of it, but then it'll, when I go to my augment place, it'll automatically scrap it and then
fix it up,
convert it to parts for things I need. And melee is pretty fun in it. It's a nice melee game. I found myself in situations where I was like, man, I really wish I just had some sort of blast that I could just down into there, but this is more intense. I would recommend this for anybody that wants to have like a solid combat experience. Doesn't mind doing a little bit of a grind. Because you do have to do a lot of repetitive stuff over and over again. But if you're looking for a neat melee fighter, this is pretty solid for it.
Cool.
I'm enjoying it. I'm definitely going to play it more.
Hey, you guys ready? What the fuck did I just step on? Anti-net neutrality spammers flooding the FCC's pages. So, like, you know, the FCC's trying to get rid of net neutrality. And let's talk about net neutrality for just 1 second because the new FCC chair, what's his name? Where's his name in here? So Ajit Pai is trying to get rid of our net neutrality. Everyone's like saying like, okay, well they're gonna leave the internet alone, but they're gonna create super fast lanes for like stuff that pays and stuff like that, right? Now let's really get a big picture. What they're gonna do is they're gonna slow down all the traffic on the internet, and then they're gonna charge you guys and you know content people like us and YouTube and everything. They're gonna charge to make it normal again. See? That's what they can do. They're like, oh, the internet sucks suddenly. But for a fee, we'll make it like it used to be. That's what's really going to happen. It's not going to be like fast lanes. It's going to be shit, and then we'll call it fast lanes, but they're really just charging you for what it used to be. John Oliver was like, hey, everybody go to the FCC's website right now and tell them what you think. You know, there's a thing, public forum, you can yell and scream. And then suddenly, mysteriously, a DDoS attack started happening, and no one could comment. It was like really difficult to go in there and write your comments. And they didn't provide any proof of these DDoS attacks. They just said, oh, we're under attack, we can't, the things suck, like they probably pushed a button and be like, and then it turns out that all of a sudden tons of people are spamming with canned responses. In fact, there's 180,000 out of the 600,000 or 700,000 pro killing net neutrality comments, or pro killing net neutrality, against net neutrality comments that are just copy pastes, and they're using tons of different people's names. People like ZDNet and The Verge have been reaching out to a lot of the people that the FCC claims have been, posting comments on their website saying they hate net neutrality, and all these people are just like, what is net neutrality? We don't even know what this is. The FCC's doing what with who? Anyway, if you guys are angry about it, I got something for you. Grab one of these, guys. Down at the food trucks the other day, and like 3 people stopped me being like, what, man? Seriously? That's ridiculous. Get one of those, epicpants.com. There's also some other stuff on there. Pretty soon we got multi-tools coming in. I don't care about Snapchat. I'm moving on. Snapchat's losing money. How do they make money? They got a bunch of people using the service, and they're not making enough money on them. That's the bottom line. Same thing as Twitter. A gazillion people using it, not very well monetized. These things are ripe for big companies to come and pick up. Because right now, Snapchat, they're not like a big company. They're not like a Comcast or a Viacom or a Disney or something like that. I mean, they've got their walled garden full of their people. That's their own little platform, but they don't have a lot of stuff going on to sell them. They've got a few tangible items they're selling, and I guess some marketing stuff. But really, a big company could look at this and be like, a gazillion people, 160 million people a day log in. We can go in and just snap that up and turn it into Viacom World or Comcast Land. How about turning Toronto into a digital city? Well, at least a portion of Toronto. Good chunk, several acres. Google has been trying to develop. This is all like speculation at this point, but not Google, but Alphabet Incorporated. They've been working on this new Sidewalk Labs thing, Sidewalk Labs LLC. So they want to create these little cities, but they're going to start maybe in Toronto if this deal goes through, creating sort of a small area that's completely connected. Everything's connected, all probably using Google services. We're talking everything from the transportation to cameras all over the place to shops, everything. The whole entire just area is connected. So it's 12 acres, but let's think about this, guys. If we let Google, a company that is pretty much the Bell Labs definition of a monopoly, if we allow them to create a city, and if they do a little demo city in Toronto and it looks really fun and it makes people's lives easy, this may become a big thing. Let's imagine allowing them to create a city and then people flocking there. Let's imagine them for just a moment being able to control everything in that city. And let's imagine everyone that lives there, all their data is being harvested by Google. So everyone thinks of Google as being this sort of benevolent, happy entity that knows more about us than the government. But when they start creating cities and more cities, and we start relying upon them and living in their cities, won't they be the government? Won't they be the new rulers? Won't they be the Skynet? And then, we've been talking about this in multiple episodes before in the past, once we get artificial humans, like we've got the technology, soon we'll have the technology. Once artificial intelligence is a thing, what are we even going to need humans for? Really? We'll have some cyborgs running around. Artificial cities with artificial people? So yeah, Dan Doctoroff is in charge of this Sidewalk LLC. And what we don't know about Dan Doctoroff is Dr. Doctoroff, which is what it will soon be called. Dr. Doctoroff is actually a Russian robot. And once they put him in power, he'll be Dr. Doctoron. Just tremble at your computers and write comments on the internet. Have you ever played The Secret World?
No.
Okay, I watched a lot of people play it. It looked like a lot of fun. Pistol played it quite a bit. Very sort of supernaturally, magic-y, strange MMO. A lot of people griped about the combat system, but it's going to be free to play very soon with a redone combat system. So if you want sort of a very different style MMO that's... sometimes I watched it and it gave me like some slight vibes of like Vampire the Masquerade. What was it, Bloodlines or whatever? Mm-hmm. Slightly reminiscent of that, but it's an MMO. So yeah, just guys, heads up. I'm not sure if making it free to play is going to destroy any of it. I'm not sure if they're going to have like pay to play options or pay to win options. So I just know it's a pretty different and interesting game. So check it out. We got a lot of charts here, and I'll let you go through most of this stuff.
You can scroll to this site, and you can see the charts for yourself. But recently, the Nielsen company, who does all the rating systems for all kinds of media and things like that, and are definitely not spying on what you're doing at all times.
I was always wondering why Nielsen knows so much.
Right? Anyways, they have found the demographics this year for the breakdowns of what American gamers prefer. So they have shown that American gamers, 47% prefer to be console gamers, whereas 27% prefer to be PC gamers, and then 26% prefer to be on mobile devices, which I never really enjoyed gaming on a mobile device, but maybe that's just me.
Phones are for, I don't know what they're for. What this tells me, there's 47% of the people out there who are ignorant, and not in a bad way, but guys, PC is the first platform. It's the king platform, it's the daddy platform, and it's where a lot of the hardcore, true gaming experiences are to be had.
It's where the games are made.
I don't even know what to do with you mobile people.
Plus mouse and keyboard. I mean, I'm not console a lot in the past, but I've always tried to say this, and some people don't understand that I'm actually okay with consoles, and I like consoles. I think that if you're a gamer and you want to play a game, you should go out and play your game. And the only reason consoles exist is because there is some exclusive that's selling that console. Of course, there's the ease of use argument, but PCs are so easy to use these days. Games are way cheaper on PC. All right, my big thing here is that, let's say you only have a tiny bit of money. I would say get a PC as your number one, because you've got huge back catalogs.
You won't have to.
And that's why I say that.
Fix it up later.
Right. That's why I say that there's the ignorant masses who don't think of it that way. They don't understand that PC gaming is really inexpensive per game. Once you factor in like a couple of years worth of owning that console, the game prices for the couple of years is going to drive up the total cost to being higher than building like a $500, $600 PC and then buying games on Steam or GOG.com or Green Man Gaming or whatever.
I mean, I think part of it is just like the stigma that people, when people say like PC gaming, they assume that it's this like uber expensive trip that you have to take in order to be able to game well on a PC. And so they're like, but this PlayStation is all compact and right here, ready to go. So how is that not better? And I think that a lot of it's just like, well, obviously it's really expensive to get into PC gaming, and it's not really.
Right. If you have money to go out and buy a PC and you want to play Horizon Zero Dawn or Zelda or whatever, and you go out and buy the console for the exclusive, more power to you. But if you only have enough money to buy one or the other and you choose to buy the console, I will take issue with you and be like, stop that.
Yep.
Guys, I mean,
well, thankfully
can't control your life, but I can try to educate you.
Scroll down here. So this is the breakdown of more people now are exclusively playing on one thing than they have in the past years. It's only a 1% to 2% difference, but that's neither here nor there really. I guess.
Maybe it's because the price of the consoles is high and the price of the games is like $59 or something like that. Maybe that's making it prohibitive to have multiple gaming platforms.
I don't know. I admit I bought a PS4 recently, and it was because it was relatively inexpensive.
About $250 or something.
Yeah, it was like $250.
Came with the game.
Yeah, and came with Uncharted 4, which was like awesome. It's great game. But I got it because I wanted to play Horizon Zero Dawn.
I mean, I'm still staring at the Switch for Zelda, but at the same time, I'm going to buy Zelda, and then probably try to play it on the PC, which I've already got it running at decent frame rates. Yeah. Just waiting for a couple more patches to make sure I can play through it without any crashes. I don't want that to happen.
So they've also shown that between the 7th to 8th generation gap, that, not surprising, online gaming has increased because, well, there are just more and more games that are online focused coming out nowadays, and offline gaming has actually dropped a little bit. And then non-gaming, which is like, okay,
I guess watching
movies
is that
what they're called?
Yeah, watching movies, jerking around, whatever.
I don't know.
Does playing Dead or Alive beach volleyball in like the pervert mode where you run around with the camera, does that considered non-gaming? I think I would consider.
I think if you're interacting with a video game, period, it's considered gaming.
I don't know about that.
What if you're watching like Lord of the Rings Special Edition on your PlayStation 4 though? That's not gaming.
That's non-gaming.
That's not gaming.
I don't know. I would wager there's some games that have non-gaming modes like that.
One hand mode.
Yeah. Speaking of masturbation,
time to go to college. Why?
Good segue, huh?
Yeah, great segue. We just love watching our sub count drop. They're like, ew, masturbation jokes. I'm out. Anyways, Illinois College is one of the small group of colleges in America that are now offering scholarships for competitive gaming. They have now decided that esports is becoming a very real thing, and, well, we should probably recognize it as a reality, and because so many kids go to college now just to play video games anyways, as far as I can tell.
Right,
they
but it's
might
also,
as well be getting some credit for it.
How soon until other colleges follow suit, and how soon until we have major competitive gaming events between, like the University of whatever this is.
This was Illinois College, but they've also mentioned that Robert Morris University in Chicago and Maryville University in Missouri.
So we got Maryville University and Illinois College. They're going to head it off. It's probably going to be League of Legends. I don't know, maybe a little Player Unknown. I don't know. But probably going to be League of Legends, or whatever the top thing is on Twitch at the time. How soon until this becomes a big thing, and how soon until this is on ESPN, and how soon until we have professional teams outside of college, just like we do with the sports teams now, where people can make a lucrative career out of this, being sponsored, game deals, hardware deals.
I'm just thinking about the fact of how many people you're gonna see this on, this increase on the internet. People being like, "Well, I went to Harvard for Dota, so fuck you. I know what I'm talking about."
Oh, Jesus.
That's gonna be happening eventually. And it's gonna be like, "Oh, okay, so you went to Maryville University." Great.
Last gaming thing. This is pretty interesting. Risk of Rain.
Yes. So Risk of Rain is one of my favoriteest games of all time. So I got really excited about this, and I just want to talk to everyone about this because, well, I'm excited. But Risk of Rain 2 has been announced. I don't think they gave it an official date yet.
No.
But
they've only been working on this for 6 months, and they said they were so excited about what's happening, and they said that they were having a lot more fun, and the game actually works better in this mode.
Yeah, in 3. So if you've never played Risk of Rain, the first one, you should, first and foremostly. Secondly, it's a side-scrolling roguelike game where all these different classes and stuff, and you can go through, collect upgrades, and it's all about trying to make your way to the end of the game.
With great music.
It has really excellent music in it. But their new version is going to be completely 3D, which looks really freaking cool.
I don't even know what to think about this because the other one worked really well in 2D. It was a very basic 2D. Your character's tiny. Most of you guys out there played Risk of Rain.
It could work in 3D.
Sure, we'll just have to wait and see how it... it looks interesting. It's still got the pixel art style going, even though it's fully 3D. So nice art direction, very unique.
I'm excited for it.
I guess I'll do my inbox question and then we'll get the hell out of here.
Okay.
We'll have cake.
Ooh, there's cake today? Here, do that one.
All right, thank you. All right, a question from Unbez Unbezorgt. He says, every Smurf demands Furbies is the title here, and dear Logan, love the Crit Show, the Portland content, Justin, Josh, and Aiden, solid choices, all. You left out a few people there. What you say? I'm a fan from way back. The first time I saw you using an old video card as a coaster, I knew this was the channel for me, but I have one gripe. Why is the WAS show not called ESDF show? Every thinking gamer knows ESDF is superior in every way since it's part of the home row for touch typing. It also allows the 3 more keys without problems. We have to remap the keys every time we start a new game. I have passed on many an otherwise excellent keyboard because it had color-coded WASD keys. The horror! And some games are not even remappable, meaning we're stuck with the WASD nonsense. Cough, Halo, cough. Unless we buy a gamepad, which admittedly is better for Halo anyway. Who am I kidding? Love you guys, but please learn to keyboard. All right, so he wants to move it over one little bit. ESDF. Hey, you're watching ESDF. Doesn't work, dude. The bottom line here is you can use ESDF, you can use the arrow keys, you can use WASD, you can use TFGW if you want to be right in the middle of the freaking keyboard. You can use whatever you want in your happy kingdom. The bottom line is that WASD is instantly identifiable as a PC gaming thing. You put it on a t-shirt, people are like, PC Gamer. You put it as the name for the show, PC Gaming Show. And we're not going to tell you what to use. We don't care. You can use anything you want as long as you play PC games. And I want to know how many people out there now do use ESDF. It's a pretty interesting idea. It's a nice spot for it, and you do have extra keys around there. Not all games merit the use of all those extra keys, but it is pretty handy depending on the game. Like if you're in Quake or something, being able to change to multiple weapons just by pressing, W, Q, A, whatever. You have all these different options as far as like just quickly switching to different weapons. I haven't felt an extreme need for more keys around that. Another thing that's a lot of people do is they grab one of those, micro gamepad things like the Nostromo or something like that. God, I had a Nostromo back before it was Belkin. But then I think Razer has one, but it's basically like a little gaming keyboard with a wrist rest. Some of those have lots of buttons on both sides, but I haven't seen one of those that's perfect yet. Maybe we'll make one, I don't know. Anyway, so that's that. Inbox at crit.tv, or you can go to our Twitter page, which is Twitter. It's at officialcrittv. Hashtag inbox.exe and send us a question there, and we'll answer them professionally. Pick up a t-shirt, and we'll see you guys next time. No yiffing, you people over there in the back row. You can keep doing it.